Israel and Palestine is now at war. Is this the start of Gog and Magog? Are we on a brink of world war? What do some people think about the coming Ring of Fire, October 14? Evangelical pastor Locke of Tennessee calls for the annihilation of all non-Jews in the Holy Land and urges the destruction of the Muslim Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem's Old City to hasten the second coming of Jesus. What is the hidden agenda behind this? Get ready, friends. We are witnessing the final signs. Welcome, dear friends, to Truth in Bible Prophecy. Thank you for supporting this ministry and kindly like and share this video to all. Here is the prophetic alert that we should know. Revelation 20 verse 8. And will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them for battle. In number they are like the sand on the seashore. The world got shocked after Hamas launched a surprise attack against Israel. Palestinian paramilitaries crossed the border and indiscriminately began attacking, and more than 5,000 rockets were launched into Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared that Israel is at war and they are currently launching retaliation.
לא בסבבים, במלחמה. הבוקר חמאס פתח במתקפת פתע רצחני נגד מדינת ישראל ונגד אזרחיה. ולהשיב מלחמה שערה בעוצמה ובהיקף שהאויב לא הכיר. האויב ישלם מחיר שהוא לא ידע כמותו. האויב ישלם מחיר שהוא לא ידע כמותו.
Co-op WB says, Lebanon declares war on Israel. Is Hezbollah escalation in the Hamas-Israel conflict imminent? Israel is now fighting two nations. October 14, 2023, the moon will partially block the sun, creating an annular solar eclipse and turning our star into a cosmic ring of fire. Some theories believe that it is a prophetic sign in the heavens that a biblical war is coming. Newsweek.com says, Joe Biden faces fury over Iran deal as Israel attacked. Amidst the most serious escalation in the country since Israel and Hamas fought a 10-day war in 2021, users on platform X, formerly Twitter, referred to the Biden administration's move to issue a waiver to allow the transfer of $6 billion in frozen Iranian funds from South Korea to Qatar. This has allowed international banks to allow for the transfer of Iranian funds to free 5 Americans detained in Iran. Social media users made a direct connection between the US deal with Iran, which funds and support Hamas and calls for the destruction of Israel. Journalist Amy Meck says, if you are horrified by what is happening in Israel right now, you can thank Joe Biden. Iran is spending the $6 billion Joe Biden just gave them. The Islamic attack that you are watching unfold in Israel is being funded by Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, tweeted journalist and author Laura Loomer. So the most disturbing thing about this war is that this most recent attack was paid for with US tax dollars. The United States has directly given around $5 million to the Palestinians.
My administration's support for Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering.
Rock solid and unwavering, huh? That's really weird because you just handed Iran $6 billion a couple of weeks ago in some weird prisoner swap. President Trump brokered unprecedented peace in the Middle East throughout his entire term. And he knows exactly what's taken place. In fact, he said it would take place as soon as that $6 billion left American hands and was given to the Iranians.
I predicted war on Israel immediately after it was announced that Joe Biden gave the $6 billion to Iran. They got so much money. At this time, Israel and the United States need a very strong partnership and leadership. You gotta have strong leaders. You don't have strong leaders, it doesn't matter how many army tanks you have. In addition to the billions of dollars given to Hamas, top funder Iran, Joe Biden restored hundreds of millions of dollars to the very corrupt Palestinian entities. He gave them hundreds of millions of dollars. Many people didn't even know it. Wonder what deal he made. Joe Biden betrayed Israel. He betrayed our country. As president, I will once again stand with Israel, and we will cut off the money to Palestinian terrorists on day one.
1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1 to 2. For kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. How can we achieve peaceable and quiet life in godliness and honesty and become peacemakers, just like what Jesus says, if they are funding nations dedicated to armed conflicts and terror?
Israel should make the Gaza Strip a parking lot by this time next week. Destroy the whole thing. And anybody that's going to support this Hamas nonsense. So I hope Netanyahu's a leader and he just mows the whole thing down by this time next week. What they ought to do is evacuate up there on the hill and get a great big missile and blow that wicked dome of the rock plumb off of the spot where it's standing right now, so we can get that third temple rebuilt and usher in the coming of Jesus.
Clearly, evangelical pastor Greg Locke encourages war and calls for the annihilation of all non-Jews in the Holy Land and pushes the destruction of the Muslim Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem's old city because of misinterpretation of Bible prophecy, which is dispensationalism. Friends, this is the voice of the dragon spoken by Revelation 13 through Protestant America. Unfortunately, what most people don't seem to know is that evangelicals worldwide support Israel primarily because they have accepted the theological framework known as dispensationalism that views events like the restoration of the state of Israel, the rebuilding of the third temple, and gathering of the Jews into the Holy Land as the final events of prophecy, but these are simply not prophecy but fallacy. Matthew 24 verse 37 says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Jesus has been comparing the devastation that will take place at His coming, parousia in Greek, with the destruction of the world by the flood in Noah's day. Matthew 24 verse 3, 27, 37, and verse 39. This coming is described with the word parousia. Verse 29, "Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, together His elect from one end of heaven to the other." Verse 29 to 31 describe this event as anything but secret. The flood in Noah's day was far from secret. It destroyed all people on planet Earth except for Noah and his family. Significantly, the normal word for flood in the New Testament is potamos, but this is not the word used here. Instead, Jesus twice employs the word kataklysmos, verses 38 and 39, from which we derive our English word cataclysm. This was no ordinary local flood. It was a universal cataclysm or catastrophe. Luke 17 verse 28, "Likewise as was also in the days of Lot, they ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But on the day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even so will it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. All kingdoms and all things shall pass away, but the kingdom of Jesus Christ will stand for eternity." Would you like to be a citizen of this coming eternal kingdom? Kindly type in the comment section, "My victory is in Jesus." Thank you, dear friends. Kindly share this timely message to all, and may we be grounded in the faith and truth in Bible prophecy.